Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the WrestleSense podcast. It's going to be a pretty interesting episode. We got some local stuff to talk about, and of course, we're going to preview the supercard for this Sunday, Backlash. I refuse to call it WrestleMania Backlash, and I refuse to call it a premium live event, and it's not a pay-per-view. I call them supercards. That's what old school. But of course, what we always do first here, we're going to welcome everybody. I believe we have a birthday in the house. Jamar, is it your birthday? Happy birthday if it's your birthday. I was pretty sure I saw a birthday warning pop up for you, my friend. And definitely a big shout out to you. Shout out to Wally in the building, of course. Good to see you, my friend. As always, saying hello to everybody. Juniper, welcome to the show. You're tuned into Blaze Radio here with the WrestleSense podcast. Glad to have you. Monstars in the building. Had a stream earlier today. Good stuff, Monstar. Always good to see you, Sean. Crushing Kelly Black is in the house. There she is. Yeti, greetings and salutation. Always entertaining, my friend Yeti. Pleasure. Good to see you, my friend. Whisper Bagwell is here. PFW is here. All you members, make sure you throw up those WrestleSense emojis. Y'all can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. I'll even show you how. Throw up those WSs for the podcast here. We're going to get into the information here as we hit the 8 o'clock mark. Speaking of marks, let's bring on Easy E first for a change. What's happening?
Yo, I love the fact that I am first. I am legit, and I'm having fun with this. I'm sitting here at gate 39 at the MCO airport getting ready to come home. So not delivering pizzas today, but we had a great week here in Orlando. My daughter won her cheer competitions. So
awesome. I was going to say how your week was going, but I saw some of the pictures and I'm jealous. And I'm glad you had a good time. It means a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, May 4th yesterday at Hollywood Studios. So got to see a bunch of Star Wars stuff. So I am a Sith Lord.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith today. Yes, sir. We got Chauncey in the house. Luke, good to see you, my friend. Good to see everybody.
So, Blaze, be ready to talk some good wrestling today. That's for sure.
We're going to talk about all kinds of good stuff, brother. So let's bring on CJ. How you doing?
What is going on? I feel like I got hit in the fucking face with a shovel. I feel like dog shit.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Speaking of dog shit, let's round out the podcast and bring on dog shit. I mean, what's happening, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing much. Takes some to know some, though.
Yeah, yes, it does. Good one. You got it. Always good. So we got some interesting stuff to talk about here tonight. We're going to get right into it. Thank everyone for being a part of the show here. Cody's in the building as well. Good to see you. Let's get to the first segment. Make a little change from the. Now, this from the side stuff's really catching on. We might have to copyright that shit, man.
I mean, that may not be a bad idea. I'm with it.
I mean, I'm hearing it on other podcasts. I saw it on some backstage interviews with Doc and CJ and such. So it's catching on. I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out in the description, indywrestling.us. You'll see this guy doing interviews. This guy over here from the side making some guest appearances. You never know. You might see this guy with his good old buddy Rev at some point. You know, that challenge is still out there. And good old Bodie's in the
Yeah, Bodie's here.
Good to see you, Bodie. Welcome. We are going to get right into it, and we normally wait till the end to talk about indie wrestling, but some really cool shit went down, and our man CJ had the blessing to be a part of it. And if you are Star Wars fans out there, of course, I have a little taste of what's to come this Sunday. As you look behind me here, a plethora of Star Wars toys and all original toys we'll be talking about this Sunday on the Legend Door podcast We're going to talk about 80s game shows, one of my favorite things, and all the wacky game shows.
Card Sharks, baby. Card Sharks.
It'll be there. No whammies, pressure luck, and many, many more. And we're also talking about Star Wars toys, so we'll show off all these and much more this Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Legion of Dork podcast. It's going to be a blast. So let's get right into it. CJ,
yes.
For those who don't know out there, throws the stripes on. And he had the pleasure of refereeing some of these matches. So we're going to get some in-depth information from this show. It was the IWC. And for you guys out there here in the YouTube world, a lot of you think it stands for Internet Wrestling Community. It does. But here it stands for International Wrestling Cartel from Southwestern Pennsylvania. And the Ross Draver Ice Garden has a lot of ECW history, too, as we talked about previously. So we're going to go through
another history that a lot of people don't know about either.
What's that?
So Ross Draver was also the first time that Chris Jericho announced he was going to the WWE. He was at a show, and Doc and Craig, you might be able to remember this. It was
Brian Hildebrand Memorial. Yeah, Brian Hildebrand
so
Memorial.
I
was
Terry
there
Taylor.
for that show.
Yeah, I think you and I were there together, to be honest with you.
I was
But
backstage
they were,
a little bit.
They had Chris Jericho was the main guy, and he wrestled Terry Taylor, and they announced that he was going to WWE that day.
Wow. Unfortunately, the only show I ever saw there.
It's Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko.
See, I missed the old school days of those wild shows, but the only show I ever saw is when WWE's version of ECW went there. When they
you didn't even see when
ECW
Spike
show.
Dudley went through the glass. You remember when Spike Dudley went through the glass and hit Ross Draver and they threw him
That's
out?
what lost them, Ross Draver, and they had to go to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
Didn't the building collapse or something too, and they had to rebuild it?
Well, that was
roof
because of
collapse.
weather and stuff, and
So this is where the show went down. Superstar Showdown, IWC, and
Northeast Wrestling.
Yes, so it was a collab with two different companies.
Yes.
So Flip Gordon was in action. Matt Taven
against Matt Taven and Anthony Young. I didn't get to see that match, but heard a lot of good things about it. I believe Matt Taven won that one.
Well, there was a big 8-man match or something too on there, wasn't there?
That kicked the show off. That was Team Bulk versus Team, I believe. God. I can't even remember who was the captain of the other team.
So,
speaking of
point
Flip,
is,
have you seen his finishing move? His new finishing move he finally perfected?
I have not
RKO
seen it.
Or something.
It's
a RKO off the second rope where he spins, and it's actually pretty sick.
Sweet. MSW and Grinder Gang, thanks for stopping in, man. So the point of talking about this show is a lot of big names came through. Now we got a lot of great local talent that come up in the area. But you guys in the chat that aren't really familiar with the local talent, which we are going to start to bring on, we brought a couple on already. These are some of the big names that you guys had there at IWC's Super Showdown. We talked about Flip, Matt Taven. Who'd you say he fought again?
It was a three-way dance with Matt Taven, Flip Gordon, and A1 Anthony Young.
Sweet. Anthony Young, was he on AEW Dark or something?
No, I don't think so.
There's Anthony somebody else I'm thinking of.
Anthony Henry.
That's who I was thinking of, And now, did you refereed this fight?
I refereed this match, It was Fandango against the IWC Super Indie Champion, Derek Dillinger. And, man, it was wild. It had a little bit of a, no-holds-barred ECW feel to it. But there was some shenanigans that went on towards the end. And Derek Dillinger actually went to hit Dango with his finishing move and threw him right into me and knocked me on my ass. Then Zach Nystrom, pulled some shenanigans to help Derek Dillinger get the victory and retain the IWC Super Indie Championship.
So the big question is... my question first is, you took a bump as a ref. How'd the shoulder hold up?
Good. I feel good, man.
That's all I needed to know.
The shoulder feels fine, man.
Go ahead, E.
The question is, how did Johnny Curtis look? Is he in shape?
He looked phenomenal, man. He looked phenomenal.
It'd be weird to
how
see
you
him
would
'cause
expect.
those are used to seeing him in WWE, not really, like you said, an ECW style match. You're not used to seeing him fight like that, but dude obviously can do that as well.
Yeah.
All you got to do is
I
look up
thought it-
Johnny Curtis, and you'll
I
know
thought it
that
was
he's
very
the GOAT.
well done, and you know, it was nice to have the IWC Super Indie Championship showcased with a competitor with the likes of, you know, Fandango. So
Sweet. We got JW showing up, dropping the WrestleSense podcast. We got Jade Barrett in the house. Monstar bumping from Dango. Yes, sir.
Yep.
So here we go. Let's keep it going because this got really good, and it actually made some big-time news throughout the whole internet wrestling community, the other IWC, later on. So Bill Collier, who made a showing in AEW, right? He was there for a
yes, him and Elijah Dean both have made several appearances for AEW. I didn't get to ref this one, but with those two, I mean, always expect a 5-star match out of these two guys. Bill Collier is at the top of his game, and how he's not signed is beyond me. And Elijah Dean is in the best shape I've ever seen him in his life. Like,
So see,
and
for the fans
kid's
out
got
there,
it.
CJ, paint a picture for those out there who don't know, and me as well. As a referee, you do the Dango match, and then
Yes.
like for this, what do you do in between the other matches that you're not refereeing? Just give us a little idea.
I try and catch as much of the action as I can and just help out with, you know, making sure people are where they need to be. You know, the next match is ready to go on deck. So, you know, you're not scrambling around at the last minute searching for people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot more than just reffing the matches.
That's why I wanted to bring that up because it's very intriguing. Like, you know, you got to stay awake. You got to be ready for the next one. And your next one here, the match was, people will know Eric, but tell us a little bit more about Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball is a Northeast Wrestling mainstay, big guy, hell of an athlete. Again, I didn't have a chance to get to see this match. However, I did get a chance to talk to Eric Redbeard about the show Mayor of Kingstown, which he had a cameo appearance on one of the episodes. And he said it was a blast being able to film that. It's a good show. Check it out if you haven't.
Very cool. Very cool. Always a little insight from CJ. I dig it. I dig it. All right, let's move on to the next.
Hey,
match
I actually
here.
met Eric Redbeard at a Warp Tour one year in Pittsburgh. He was just there, and I was just at the time it was Eric Rowan. And I was like, Eric Rowan. And he like looked back, this weird look, and I went, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
He was like,
super cool guy.
"Yeah,
So the
really
Warp Tour,
awesome."
the Warp Tour was like one of those festival type ones with a whole bunch of
Mhm.
bands, right?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
was there to see Ailstorm, which is a Pittsburgh, well, not Pittsburgh, sorry, a pirate metal band, and they're hilarious. And I was like, what brought you all about to Pittsburgh? He goes, sick of it all, Ailstorm. And I'm like, cool. So I kept seeing him at all the bands because the bands he wanted to see, I wanted to see. So he would like nod at me backstage and stuff. He was like, he was always backstage, of course, because, you know, he's Eric Rowan at the time. And then they fucked his food order up, and he was standing there for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, I got my food, and I looked over, and there he was. You know, where it's right in the middle of the Starlight Amphitheater.
Yeah.
I know some of our listeners don't, or our viewers and listeners don't know, and I apologize.
Outdoor venue.
Yeah, he's sitting there, and he's about as red as his beard. He's pissed. And I looked at this woman who was running. I was like, "Do you know who the fuck this is?" And he was like, "Shh." I was like, "Sorry."
One of those.
He was like, he's like, "It's cool." It's funny. We actually met in a bathroom line to take a
Oh,
piss.
hey now.
Yeah, I didn't want to follow him though.
I bet
All right,
Christ
moving on.
streams.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Thunder Rosa. Now you ref this match, CJ.
I did ref this match, and both girls brought it. It was very hard hitting, and Thunder Rosa is such a freaking sweetheart. If you, she actually recommended to me that I watch her vlog
I love her taco vlogs.
with Dustin Rhodes, and if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it.
That one and the one with Ethan
Is-
Page she just did is gold. I mean, she is.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
cool.
see the one with Ethan Page yet, but the one with Dustin is well worth the 25 or 30 minutes, however long
Yeah,
it was.
they are great. They are great. She's entertaining. And
Yeah, and Katie always, you know, it comes out and gives her best showing. Like I said, it was hard hitting, and you know, I think it only helped elevate Katie that much more, even though she was not victorious.
no
I will say
relation
this,
to Dave. Let's dispel those rumors. People that are out there saying that she's a cousin of David Arquette.
Oh,
and
she
stuff.
is the cousin of
She
David.
is the cousin. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Stop it. All I was gonna say, these two right here, you're gonna see them again It's going to be on AEW though. I guarantee it. Like I said,
Would love
Katie's
to
making
see it.
waves. Katie's making waves.
We're
and I'm
gonna
super happy for her.
we will touch base here and there, not as much as we normally do about what's been going down in AEW, but I'm looking forward to Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb big time.
I am as well, for sure.
Should be a knockdown, drag out match. So tell me, what's a little different? Is there difference between refereeing a women's match and a men's match, CJ?
To me, no.
To you.
I mean, man,
Yeah,
woman
you can't
doesn't.
get a boner in a men's match.
You can,
Well,
but
you can, but no.
Wow.
It's no different. A wrestler is a wrestler. Man, woman, midget wrestling, whatever you want to call
Child.
it. It's all.
have you ever wrestled?
They're
a
all
midget
in there.
wrestling? I know that they come around here every once in a while. Have you ever wrestled one of those?
I have not.
He has smacked
But-
one from the side.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, it's no different to me. Man, woman, they're all out there giving it their all, and like
We
I said,
did hear
these
that
two,
about you.
these
No,
two
there's no
beat the
difference.
shit
We
out
heard
of
that.
each other. Yeah, that's great. Shut the fuck
all
up.
right. So moving on to, I believe, the match that was all over the internet
Yes.
after it happened because TME, if you guys don't know the main event, check them out. They are an up-and-coming tag team. Hopefully they get signed someday soon, too.
They
But
better.
but we crowned new IWC champions, and
We
they
did.
said they are starting a new
Expedition of Gold.
expedition. They're going for the belts, man. Everywhere they go, one last run. Why not? So tell us a little bit about this match. Did you get involved in a table spot, like you said?
I did not referee this match. I actually had the pleasure of watching this alongside Julia Lynn, John McChesney, and Flip Gordon. We kind of snuck out where we, wouldn't be seen so we could take in the action. And it was a very good back and forth match. And the Hardys, I was surprised. They pulled out all the stops. They gave it, all their normal stuff like the Hardys of old. So it was nice to see that.
How was the crowd for that match?
Hot. I
Really?
mean, I think it went a good 2-3 minutes with just continuous chants for the TME and Delete and Hardys before they even locked up. So the crowd,
And then,
it was
I
a
saw-
long night, but it was hot.
I saw there was a promo that the Hardys put out with those belts, and that's great
Yeah.
promotion, great
Yes.
advertising for IWC. Definitely to give them a little, I would guess they're gonna have to fight in IWC again, right?
Yeah. I
They're gonna
mean,
defend the belts.
that would be my guess. Easy. What are you shaking?
Or you think
your
they'll
head?
just drop them and let someone else? I mean,
I think
No.
you're going to see a tournament. You're going to see something to bump TME up. I mean, there's no way that they're going to pay the Hardys to come back again.
You don't think?
you don't think?
No.
You don't
It's
think-
wrestling. I would never say never, dude.
Never saying.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
I
saying.
see where you're coming from. I mean, that is a lot. I'm sure to get them.
I hate to say it, but in like a couple weeks, IWC is having Eddie Kingston. They're having
No,
who
that's
else?
July 31st. May 21st is the
Well, here we go. Hold on a
Sandman,
second. I
and-
think
yeah.
we got.
Yeah, okay. But I saw that one, and then I saw another. Well, I got confused, but yeah.
That's May
There you go.
21st. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
thinking July 31st will be Superstar Showdown 3.
But let's
Yeah.
face it, guys. Bringing Sandman in and bringing Jeff Hardy in are on two
Oh, big difference.
different
Yeah.
wavelengths.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I
My,
mean,
the question was if they got the belts, I'm wondering, hopefully they can bring them back.
When they did this before, they never went back. When they did
I can see them not going back too, but I'm just saying that's a huge rub for basically an indie promotion around here.
It was
And
a
to get
huge
that
rub,
video
and
out
it's the start.
everywhere and to show those belts. I think that's big.
And
Yeah.
they put TME over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did. They went way above in that
Absolutely.
video.
Did they come
about
out
TME.
after? Did they give like respect or hugs or something afterwards? 'Cause I saw them.
Yeah, right after the match, if you go through the pictures, you'll see the four of them huddled up. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what was said, but the Hardys definitely went out of their way to make sure the people know TME are the next big thing as far as tag team wrestling goes.
And they specifically mentioned New Japan going there and getting those belts, and AEW, and hopefully getting those belts. So the run of the Hardys, maybe the last one, could finally be going. Doc, you had something to add on that?
nope.
All right. Now, I wanted to throw this up here, and just because I don't know a lot of these names, a lot of you guys might not know these names, but you might know some of them. The Best of the Super Juniors 29 coming up, and it looks really interesting. Here's my point with this, and it's the same thing with the Forbidden Door. We've discussed it before, and CJ, I think we said the same thing. We don't know a lot about the New Japan wrestlers, but
I'm trying to count how many I know.
The Okadas and the other ones like that we've seen, but I think this has given such a shine to a lot of those wrestlers that don't normally get it on a worldwide stage. Seeing them in the little Impact fights, in the Forbidden Door, in Capital Collision, which is coming up. I think I have a set up for next week for us to talk about that because there's some big matches there.
I know 4 of these people.
But you got TJP and Wheeler Yuta in there.
I know them, and then I know
Ishimori, I've heard of.
Takakashi, we saw him in Pittsburgh, right? Isn't that who we saw in Pittsburgh? Wrestled that? Yep. Okay.
Who?
Takakashi.
No, we didn't.
Takahashi. I thought he was the guy that fought Brandon Cutler.
No.
Okay, my bad.
That's the thing. The names can be very confusing.
That was something Takeshita.
Okay, that's where I screwed up at.
Wait, you saying they all look alike?
No, the names are very confusing.
The name
you
is
said
very
that.
Similar.
A lot of the names are. Well, there's. It looks like it says his last name looks like take a shit. It's Takashita or something.
The guy that was
Ace
in
Austin.
Pittsburgh was Takeshita.
Ace Austin too. So all right. I think I got one more thing on here before we go to the next thing. So I wanted to talk about this. Last night they broke out the tournament brackets for next week. So real quick, I want to go through each of you guys, and I want to know, who do you think the Joker is, and who's the final, and who is going to win this off the top? I know Doc always needs to think about this. So CJ, do you have any thoughts on who the Joker might be?
Cesaro.
That's one that's definitely. Now, do you put Cesaro over Joe? How do you bring someone in and have them lose, but how do you have Joe lose? It's tough for me to make a call.
I say Joe goes over because correct me if I'm wrong, he's currently the ROH TV champion.
TV champ, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Cesaro necessarily needs to go over.
Let us know in the chat too who you guys think the Joker might be and who you guys think will be in the finals. Who's your finals? Who do you think, CJ?
Adam Cole,
baby,
and
Samoa Joe.
That's the same one for me. That's the same. And who do you think is going to win the tournament?
Adam Cole.
That's a good call. Easy E, what about you, my friend? Any guesses on a Joker and who's going to end up in this?
I will go.
I know you're a big Adam Cole fan too.
Yeah, well, I'm going Adam Cole on that side for sure. But I'm going to go the other side of the equation on the Joker. I'm thinking it's going to be Moose because of the story leaking today about WWE offering him wanting to take it, and Impact came and overmatched WWE's contract for him, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, so he had a very good interview. I forget what channel it was on, but it was a very good interview with Moose. He was talking about a lot of these things. Who's your finals?
So my guess is that it's Moose. Moose goes into Adam Cole. Adam Cole beats Moose.
Cool. Doc, you have any thoughts?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting. Good, Doc.
I think Cesaro is your Joker. I think that you see outside interference from Jay Lethal because they are really brewing him and Joe. That's what's going to screw Joe. Mm-hmm. So I think that Kyle O'Reilly goes over on Phoenix, and then I think it ends up an oh shit moment where you have Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole.
Ooh, I've seen that.
It's like, oh no.
Well, hey boys, I love all y'all, but it's about time for my plane to go. So
hey,
fly
safe, my friend.
Be safe.
We'll see.
So you
got Adam Cole going over too, Doc?
I do. No, actually, I have Kyle O'Reilly going over.
Right. The other thing I was thinking, because of the story you just brought up with Lethal, is that I don't know if they would just throw Lethal in there as the Joker and give him Samoa Joe. I think, like you said, tease it and have them fight later for some reason.
I'm going to throw you all for a loop. And
Satnam Singh was the other one I was thinking as the Joker. But
who?
Kenny Omega.
Oh, shit.
I heard he's not ready till the end of the year, though. But I did hear
he's
that.
He's still working on a damn video game fighting with Ukes.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
So my thought was, if you bring Satnam Singh in for the first time because of the Lethal connection.
Here goes Jake Bagwell already. No. So Danielson's not going to be the Joker. It's going to be somebody new.
If you bring Satnam Singh in, you can't bring him in as a monster and then lose to Samoa Joe, would be my point. So I think I like what Doc said. I think there's going to be something with that Jay Lethal that is going to take Joe out, even though I have Joe and Adam Cole in the final. And if it wasn't going to be Joe, Ray Phoenix and Cole, because Ray Phoenix looked really good last night. It was good to see him back in the ring after not too long after that would look like it could have been a gruesome arm injury.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'll welcome you in there, Bagwell. He'll say some ridiculous stuff, of course.
Oh, he always does.
So a couple other things I wanted to mention before we get to the next segment, and one was the FTR versus FTR match last week that we didn't get to really talk about.
That was awesome.
And if you guys seen the video where they put it right next to old Bret Hart matches,
It was the Bret and Owen.
Definitely a tribute to a whole bunch of different Bret Hart and Owen Hart stuff, and I think it was a classic match. I think last night's
so good.
Last night's Phoenix match with Dante was a classic as well. They did very good. I really enjoyed that. We talked a little bit about, and we were going to talk about the Dark Side being. There's rumors of it being canceled. Now it's coming back. So there's a bunch of.
It's not being, you mean it's not being canceled, or you think it is being canceled?
It's not being canceled.
All right, I thought it wasn't either because they actually posted a thing saying we've heard some rumors, but we are working on.
And they asked what you wanted to see for the fourth season.
I hate to say this, guys. To be honest with you, I don't blame if nobody wants to be on that show anymore.
I agree.
I don't blame anybody.
Put me on it. Go on.
Well, yeah,
I nominate my fucking self.
Yeah, they're going to put people in a negative light. Look what it's done to some people.
Oh my God, Flair and Dreamer alone. I mean, they went in without lube. I mean, it was bad, dude. And the thing is, they literally cut that interview. They literally cut that piece, and he talked about it. And I mean, I don't know. It's just,
Another thing I have written down here: non-title is now a WWE banned word. So they cannot say non-title, just like blood and belt and all that stuff. I thought that's the other night.
My balls.
Well, we'll talk about the match, why that came apart later on, but I just wanted to bring that up. Another point of news. I had to bring this up. I saw it earlier. The Elias Ezekiel thing. Someone said they should bring Damian Sandow back to play Elias.
Holy shit! I'd lose it.
And then they showed them next to each other. I'm going, holy shit, that could work.
Yeah, dude. That'd be
imagine?
awesome.
Does he know how to play guitar? That's the best part. What'd be funny is if you see him literally doing a Milli Vanilli on the guitar, and Ezekiel's like in the back, I'm just practicing. I don't know what you did. My brother's out there killing it.
Sandow has proved he's got the acting chops to do it.
Oh yeah. I loved Mizdow.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to mention was the AEW has announced a reality show, another TV show, and this is coming up. Turner's. There was rumors that they were going to stop all these scripted TV shows once the big buyout goes through, but now this is, and I watched a couple podcasts on it. It's basically
Wally,
Road to the Top.
where'd you hear that at?
It's what?
Danhausen hurt his leg again?
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Basically, what it is Roads to the Top 3. Because they had that the first 2 times. This would have been season 3. Now they're going to remake it into something else. But here's the thing. Now listen to these possible names that they put out for the AEW reality show. And you guys can respond and react to these names. The first one is Friends and Enemies. The idea that I heard pitched for this is they're going to show people rising to championships and behind the scenes. I'm hoping it's a little bit of a Roads to the Top plus BTE type thing, but it's going to be backstage showing a little bit behind the curtains type stuff. So Friends and Enemies, let us know in the chat too if you like or don't like these names. Friends and Enemies I don't like. Fight to the Finish. AEW Fight to the Finish. I don't like that because it's too close to Fight Forever, the video game. To the Mat. AEW To the Mat. Someone made a comment. It sounds like they're going to the laundromat.
And I mean, you had the Beyond the Mat movie. It's too much like that.
Here's the one I think. We're going to talk about that too, Drum. Good that you brought that up. To the Top, which is basically taking the Rhodes word off and just call it AEW To the Top. Which, after you hear all these, I think that's the best one, unfortunately. Road to the Belt. AEW Road to the Belt. That's bad.
That's fucking stupid.
AEW Breakout.
That ain't bad.
Now, if it was
you're
all
breaking
about,
out.
Yeah, if it was all about the younger talent breaking out and rising, and they're going to showcase them in a different way, I'd dig that. AEW Grit and Glory.
Fuck no.
I don't like that either. AEW All Access, which
that ain't bad.
Kind of, but they're not going to give you all the access.
No.
And there is some all access names out there.
But if there's butthole play, then yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh no.
I mean, 2 whole boogie.
AEW The Climb. I don't like the
Okay,
climb.
what are we fucking Miley Cyrus now?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the
I can
idea is of the
almost
rise to the top of the
see it.
championship, I guess.
Wow, that you sang that just From the side.
AEW on the ropes sounds like the company's in trouble if they call it on the ropes. I don't know if you guys think we like on the ropes.
There was an on the ropes something before, so I don't think that's a good one. I really like.
What about AEW?
From the
two
side.
in the pink, one in the stink.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
The final one is AEW Uprise.
There's a lot of shows called Uprising.
I'm okay with that.
So
I was part of a show called Uprising.
Unfortunately, take Rhodes off and just call it AEW to the top.
AEW, 2 in the snapper, 1 in the crapper.
And
how about AEW from the side?
Dude, I know.
No, that's ours.
If they did that,
I know, but if they did that,
I said we
you
need
could
copyright.
sue or get us jobs.
Yeah.
You could get us jobs. Us, please.
The WWE.
I've watched all of the Evil series.
I think they're phenomenal. I love
most of them. Me and Bodie have been watching them, and the
Hogan
one was the Hogan one. Just wow, it was
really good.
I liked how they did it. I'm on Sasha. I haven't got to see Sasha yet. I did Miz. I got Miz and Hogan. Good. So we unfortunately had the house to ourselves tonight, myself and my son. So we're taking the TV while we have a chance. So we might watch one of those tonight. I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
Coog's in the building. There you go. AEW Miley Cyrus is best of both worlds. Come on,
listen, Miley Cyrus used to be my girlfriend.
Oh, hey,
there you go.
True story. Look at old IWC footage.
So I think WWE Evil they got something good there. I really enjoy those shows.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our next segment. Moving right along here, and we're going to get our 2 cents. Oh, no, not from the side this time, just our 2 cents.
Oh. Okay, here. Hey,
I mean, if you're debating a topic from both sides, I mean, you got to be from the side.
Go ahead, just say it.
From the side.
Okay.
From the side. Bodie came in from the side. There it is.
Here's a funny story, real quick.
Go ahead.
We were at the ophthalmologist. He was getting his eyes looked at today, and the guy and the doctor goes, "Hold on, I have to get this. It's on the side." And Bodie starts cracking up, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Telling you, we might have to look into copyrighting that thing before it blows up.
We should.
All right, our 2 cents. We're going to talk about name changes and releases.
Okay.
We're going
to how my tongue looks like I'm robo tripping.
Some of these name changes we've already talked about. Casey Catanzaro is now Katana Chance. Did you guys see the little promo she cut on that about how she likes to throw back? She goes, "I like to throw back whiskey and shake it." And I'm going to show that side of me. That's Katana Chance.
I love her.
It was really strange, Doc. That's the same look I had.
She's very limber.
She's from American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
I remember when she did a spot where she went up and she literally just roped the ring post and just did this amazing. I don't know. She amazes me.
I'll give her something to grip.
I said something about on one of those streams that they gave me shit. No, she doesn't. I said she has a Jay Leno chin.
You just ruined it.
What?
I'm just saying. Plus,
her eyes,
I heard
man.
She's a real
Something about her
real
eyes.
life. I don't know.
She's a what?
A real bitch in real life.
Well, she could be my bitch.
There you go. Kaylee Ray is now Alba Fire.
That's stupid.
That's fucking stupid.
Roxanne. I don't mind the name change to Roxy.
That's fine.
Yeah, Roxanne Press is all right. I don't like that she lost her first damn match though.
She didn't lose her first match. She won.
Or was it her second match she lost? She just lost one of the matches on TV or something, I thought.
Would have had to have been
I have not watched NXT.
I haven't been watching.
Yeah, she won her first match.
Santina Morella's daughter is in the pipeline. Bianca Corelli is her real name. She's now going by Ariana Grace.
I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
Not a bad name at all.
All I'm saying is these guys that have been out is the ones that are insulting.
Well, here's Tommaso Ciampa is now just Ciampa.
But that's fine.
Whatever.
Not bad.
I'm used to that.
But...
Another name change, which I just wanted to bring up, is the name of Edge's faction, Judgment Day. What do you guys think of that? It's a pay-per-view to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought about right off the bat. But, I mean, if they're going to use something, let it be Judgment Day.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it fits the bill. I don't like the purple or blue light crap and all that. And I think Edge.
Yeah,
is
I do.
Mind it.
I like it. Gives
I don't
you
mind
hints who might be the next thing. I think Rhea Ripley will be a member of that.
And the
She
hovering
should.
chair or whatever he has and stuff. I mean, I get it. I don't know. Is it just me or is Edge's promos getting worse though? It's like
I think it's just you.
he's now stooping to. I'm just going to make fun of your city sports teams and stuff. I like when he was more. The first couple promos he did in this gimmick were fire. I don't know
think
why
maybe
he's
you
doing the
drank
basic.
a half a bottle of Robitussin. And
Well,
not
he's
me.
doing the basic, easy to get over as a heel type stuff now. Just making funny. I want him to be
It
the
works.
evil Edge, you know. But
He will.
it's not just me. I've seen it a lot of places. But
Here's the thing. I love Edge's
disagree.
promos. I think everything they're doing right now is pure gold. I mean,
Yeah,
my son,
agreed.
who is usually a heel hater, is on. I was like, "Are you on board for this?" And he was like, "I'm totally on board for this." He even cheers them on. But then, whenever you saw this, his face went, "Oh no, what do I do now?" Like,
what do you
Well,
think? Of that?
they cut that out.
Well, what do
What?
you think of
What do you
Well,
think
Balor?
cut it out?
AJ and Finn.
Yeah.
They edited it out for like replays and shit.
They did? Because that's my question. It's like
Oh.
all of a sudden the Forbidden Doors open, Cody's there, Bullet Club's in the news again because of that, and now they're bringing a Bullet Club faction together. I mean, is that coincidence?
I don't think they're bringing it back
I don't
together.
know.
I think
I
that
mean,
was the AJ Finn thing, and you're never going to see it again.
We'll see. I don't know. They've really teased like those two are going to stick together, but we'll see. I also heard rumors of Finn turning and becoming part of that faction as the Demon,
Stupid.
which
Maybe
they
you're-
haven't
I
had
like
a
the
good
Demon,
track
but
record of using
stupid.
the Demon either. The track record of how they use the Demon isn't really pleasing to me.
I have to agree with Wally. It should be the new Brood. And
Remember the new?
Monstars,
I remember the new
100%
breed.
spot on.
Wasn't the new breed was
New
an old
Brood.
WCW? But
Brood.
I'm saying it reminds me of the name, the new breed back in WCW way back.
Oh
in the
yeah,
day.
fuck
Oh,
that.
God.
That was
Now let's go to releases, and a bunch of these names you won't know, but we'll talk about some of the names that are a little more WWE releases first. Blair Baldwin, Mila Milani, Vish Kanya, Raylan Devine, Draco Anthony, but then you have Harlan, Dakota Kai, Malcolm Bivens, and Dexter Lumis. Now, my reaction was I wasn't surprised, and you guys in our chat were like, "How can you not be surprised?" It's not because
Dexter
of the names.
Lumis is surprising.
It's
I
because of the way they were being used is why I didn't be surprised. Harlan, they dropped him kind of with Gacy and just using Gacy. Dexter Lumis is a badass. Sam Shaw is a beast. I don't want to see him fucking smooching somebody.
I
in that
fucking
stupid
loved
gimmick.
it. Was fucking awesome.
And you know,
How could
and
you
Indy
not
Hartwell,
like
I'm
that?
not a fan at all, and I think she's disgusting. That's
Who? Andy Hartwell.
Yeah,
Hartwell.
well,
Yeah, I think she's
I
got
think you
butterface.
don't like girls.
She's got butterface. She's not hot at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought she was attractive. I just something
She
about her.
is.
Malcolm Bivens. There's already
He
rumors
was a
of him
big
coming over.
figure of the Diamond Mine, so that's kind of surprising.
I
to
heard
me.
rumors of him ending up somewhere down the line with Jade Cargill as a mouthpiece, which I wouldn't be mad at that if he can. Dakota
She
Kai, she'll
She
land
has smart
somewhere.
Mark Starling. She doesn't need anybody.
Well,
else.
it was gonna. It would be something where Mark Sterling would cost Jade one of her matches, and she wouldn't be undefeated, and she would need a new mouthpiece, and then Bivens can come in or whatever his new name is. That's just what I heard.
Yeah, well,
What Drum? You're an
It's
Indy
stupid.
Hartwell fan too? I'll stick with my other ones.
I had a release an hour ago.
At
Booyah!
at the same time, multiple times, Fightful reporting that Roderick Strong has asked for his release. Doesn't
He
surprise me that
has.
he's asked for it. Whether
Yeah.
he'll get it or not, or they're going to Ali him or not, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, how about that return? I was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
No, but will they? I hate to use the word bury because I know, but will they use Ali more prevalently, or will they kind of
I
say,
think they bury him to punish him for
Yeah.
the bullshit he pulled.
"Yep, that's the other side of the coin"?
What? Trying to do better for himself? I think he did freaking what more people should do, but that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Well-
not saying he shouldn't have did it. It's just saying that it just sucks because you know how spiteful the McMahons are. You know how spiteful big businesses are. And I just
Yeah.
feel like that they're gonna, do this, and now they're gonna say, okay, you're gonna put Champ over, which they don't really need to. Champ has already been over, but
Yeah.
Now what I heard with the Ali thing too is if they were to say okay and grant his release, what kind of precedent is that setting? Like anybody in their contract is just gonna be like, release me now, and they're just gonna do it. So they are gonna try to use him, I guess. We'll see. That's yet to be determined. And then Stu Grayson. Now
Yeah, I
He is not
mentioned that
released
the
or
other night.
fired. He his contract.
He's not on the roster page
So
anymore.
his contract is up. He let his contract.
So I wonder
go out.
what's going to happen now with that.
It's funny they showed. If you guys remember, I saw
Nothing.
this clip. I don't know if you guys remember it. Hangman Page in the back with Dark Order, and he was talking about whether or not they were upset. And Stu Grayson stood right up, and they're saying this might be a total shoot. He come up and said, "All I want to do is fucking wrestle, and I'm in the back in catering. Watch this." Stu Grayson goes off.
That's probably a shoot.
And it looked,
Yeah,
and they're saying it might be a shoot. He's like, all I do is do what I do best around here is wrestle, and I'm stuck in the back. And you're out there parading around without us. And it was very, very intense. So we'll see what happens with.
I like it.
I hope Stu Grayson, his best, wherever he
He'll
ends
end
up
somewhere.
whatever happens.
So
with him.
Loomis,
Impact.
what do you think Dexter Loomis ends up? Impact again? Or do
He
you think-
already he put out he's doing like 4 or 5 indie shows already. He's put out all these graphics.
Yeah.
I was like, good for you, bro. And he's Sam Shaw.
I'd like to see him in AEW.
I think I'm
he
kind of
would
I would
disagree
too, but I'm
with that,
thinking
but-
so meaty right
yeah,
now.
I'm thinking
I don't know.
Impact might be the way where he could go back to, and then who knows from there. Not, I mean, those like AEW and Impact aren't doing like those exclusive contracts, so it's not saying he could go to Impact and still fight in Japan.
Then
or
again,
fight
Peraza
here.
wrestled this week, and she's
And
she's
so did Big
Impact.
Cass.
And Big Cass, and he's Impact too. So what I'm thinking, which by the way, I loved whenever he did the Enzo dance and then said, "Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here." That
I
was
love the
beautiful.
chant. We want Enzo.
Yeah.
No,
No,
we don't. That was great.
Yeah.
Last night was a really good show. I enjoyed it.
I still wanted to see him and Joey Janela fight at Blink-182.
Another thing
I
they
don't know if I
mentioned
even
about
saw that video or
the
not.
the
Yeah,
WWE
whenever Enzo was all fucking hammed up.
Yep.
Now they did say budget cuts were the reason for the WWE releases again, but the bigger news that was that now 90 days is what they're rumored to be given in NXT. If you're not making headway in 90 days, you can expect a release.
Damn.
So they're talking about not like within the first 90 days,
Poor
whether
fuck
you just signed
pig.
on, but they're saying like every 90 days you could be seeing people getting released or something like that. So it's like I get it. I kind of get it though. The business end of it is NXT is their testing ground.
Yeah,
where
but
they're
but wait a minute here. They make
You
they're
need
the
more
ones that-
than 90 days. to
You need more than
develop
90
somebody.
days. You do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 6 months is what you need at least. But 90 days, I guess if it's kind of like, I don't know, you go into a workplace and when you sign that first contract and they're like, hey, we're putting you on a 30-day trial period. So that's kind of where I'm looking at it. You know, if they don't like where this guy's going completely in 90 days, they can just say, we're doing what we've been doing.
Well,
Let you go.
whose fault is it if they don't like where a character's going? It's their fucking own fault.
Yeah. You can put the weight on both if you're not performing in a ring or if you get them a shit
Yeah.
gimmick or you don't follow through with it or
Yeah.
you're not in a right gimmick or whatnot. I mean, I miss the old, I miss the old Sam Shaw, and I'm hoping we get it back. Dexter Loomis, I didn't really like where they were going with him. That's my opinion.
I'll agree to disagree with you on that.
There you
one.
go. Okay, so we have our last segment here. Well, our second to last segment because we have a new final segment. But before we go to that, let's go ahead and show you guys how you can become a member of the channel here on the Blaze Radio Network.
This is a recording.
Please hang up and try your call again. If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
All right. So we were just talking about a little bit before we move on to the Sixth Senses and the Backlash preview. Deonna Purrazzo and Morrissey showing up last night. I've been hearing there it was a one-off. And the fact that Deonna
for
dropped
sure.
the belt did let me think that it was a one-off too. But it's pro wrestling. You can never say never. So it could be like a trial basis for him as well in the future. And like we were talking about how loaded the roster is, I'm sure they're going to be a little more picky of who they. And we haven't heard much news about Ring of Honor since that last show either. So where they go with that part of the business either. Speaking of the roster, the AEW video game came out with a new trailer, Fight Forever. They had announced
not really a trailer. It was just 2 reveals. I was
Yeah.
kind of disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I wanted to see more. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw. I mean, I thought it looked pretty cool.
Statlander looked pretty good. I think some of the detail on the graphics on their bodies is a lot better. Some of the figures, like when you saw the Kenny Omega, it looked really weird.
Well, that was just the start. That was a demo. That wasn't the actual. They were just showing you what they wanted. Like they wanted to bring back that N64 feel.
Mm-hmm.
But then some people had to bitch and whine and fucking cry, like you know, typical people do. I liked it. I thought it was cool. So what if they were big and bulky? Like Omega came out and said, "Hold up." Omega came out and said, and I quote, we're not trying to make like a detailed game like 2K. We want to make some arcade fun, you know, kind of thing, but you know, put simulation within the game itself. Like it was kind of cool how he did it. And he said, I'm a big fan of No Mercy. He literally held the game up and showed everybody on the YouTube channel, hey, this is what we're trying to do. So and if you
I
don't
like setting the expectations. I do glad that he's speaking out. And they did mention 50 people on the roster is what they were going to start out with. Now, that could change by the time the game comes out, but they made the announcement there will be 50 on the roster, and Owen Hart will be a playable character as well.
Nice.
Which is good news.
I'm very excited about that.
Back real quick, and I don't know if I'm kind of glad or I wanted his take. He's not here for this little rant that I have. But
so what?
The fact that the New Japan and the AEW thing happening. Here's my one gripe about a lot of people say that AEW doesn't bring new stars, which I know we can argue that with a lot of the young talent they have because all they see is the big names coming over from WWE and stuff. However,
Jungle Boy.
So I know we can go
Darby
on.
Allin,
but here's the thing.
Sammy Guevara.
The
MJF.
argument is that they don't give us new stars. Then they bring New Japan people over and young people, and people are like, who is that? So what do you want, people? Do you want them to bring new stars? Or are you going to complain about it when they do bring you new stars because you don't know who they are? That's what pisses me off the most about that.
CH Gaming. Look at CH Gaming. Put that shit up right now. What he just said. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Is that
the pre-sale? Because you know.
Yes, they actually have a couple put away, but they did sell out the whole pre-sale, and that's basically
amazing. And like I said earlier, man, that's going to bring to light a lot of these New Japan wrestlers that we don't know a lot about.
I agree with Monstar. It ain't for me either.
It's just a cool thing to see, you know what I mean? You want to see Fed versus Fed, you know? I mean, everybody dreams one day of seeing AEW versus WWE. If WWE sees just what New Japan is doing, selling out the United Center with New Japan, which, yes, not many people have heard of everybody from New Japan, but it's awesome.
I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it with bells on.
I think I'm going to have a couple new favorite
probably at DHS. He could pay for it. But I mean,
you got to watch it. I mean, this is the type of wrestling that I enjoy. That's what made me like AEW more, because I want to see people cut loose. I want to see more brutality. I want to see more flippy shit. I want to see all of that in my show because there's room for all of it. And I think New Japan's had something really good going for a long time, but we don't see it enough. So now with Strong and now with the Forbidden Door, we're going to get to see these people get the shine they finally deserve.
Yes. Also, if I want to get this out there, if Impact sees this and Khan's like, why don't we do a Forbidden Door? Yeah. Yeah, a Forbidden Door could be like IWC's, what does he call it, Superstar Super Show? It could be kind of like that.
Showdown,
yeah.
Whatever he calls it.
And that's what I said when they first announced it. I said, what if this Forbidden Door is a show every year, and next year it's, GCW gets bigger and it's them? Or what if it's Impact and somebody? If it's something that happens every year where two companies mesh, I'm all for it.
Here's my only gripe with that. At what point does it really not be a Forbidden Door anymore? Because it really
it's a good point. I mean? If we've seen it, yeah. But we haven't seen New Japan versus this as well. I mean, we're seeing the little Strong shows that they're doing, and I think the success from that made them say, hey, I think a big super card could really work. So we'll see. I mean, it's something that hasn't been done. It's been done in different ways in the past, but
there's no question that it's gonna be awesome and do well. Yeah. It's just not for me.
and like people like Suzuki that have been wrestling forever, I didn't know much about him now, but now I really like watching that dude fight.
Yeah,
Ishii, the same thing. We saw him in Pittsburgh. I was impressed. I mean, some of those guys, Okada, I'd love to see against a million different people.
You'll see it.
And everyone's saying Punk and Kenta is going to happen, which I would love to see that too. All right, so we'll be definitely talking about that as we hit the summer and head towards it. Let's get into our preview, and this should go fast with only 3 of us here, but let's talk about the Sixth Senses and Backlash.
Yeah, they can move to this. Your soul, man, they can move to this. It's brand new. Yeah. Open your eyes and realize it's the new guys. Y'all can man.
Now, for this, I have a little bit of a rant, but it's only because I got spoiled over the last 4 weeks. The last 2 weeks of Raw haven't really anything happened. The 2 weeks before that were very entertaining, and I was hooked again. I was like, man, Raw's putting out some good stuff, something to talk about afterwards. This Monday, I have nothing to talk about from it. There is no point.
Not that great. No, it wasn't.
You go into a go-home show with 6 matches for your supercard, and you end the go-home show with 6 matches in your supercard. That's unforgivable, in my opinion.
I think I watched maybe like the first hour and had enough.
I mean, I had it on my TV, but I didn't watch it. And that tells you enough right there. And I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know the 24/7 little thing goes on, and I don't mind comedy skits, but there's really no big news. And the only big news is kind of pisses me off is they're not unifying the tag belts now. So let's talk about the card. Backlash.
They're not?
No, it's a 6-man match now. We'll talk about that. That's our new main event. First match here, and we'll take our picks. A lot of the Backlash stuff, just like last year, are rematches or continuations of the story. I miss old WrestleMania when the stories pretty much stopped and new shit started after Mania. That's what I like. But, Doc, who do you think in this Corbin versus Madcap Moss piece of shit?
I think Madcap wins.
So Doc goes for Moss. What about you, CJ?
I like both of these guys, if I'm being honest. But,
who won the Mania match? Didn't they fight in Mania?
No,
they were still together.
Corbin fought McIntyre.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then he blamed Moss, and Moss fucked him up at the end of the match.
Maybe they fought on a Raw or something afterwards.
Yeah, they had. I'm going Madcap Moss.
You're going Moss as well, CJ. It really seems like trying to get Moss over more and more would make sense, and a lot of people in the chat saying the same thing with a couple Corbins. I'm going to go with Corbin in this one just for shits and giggles. And I think
because it's brilliant to put it on Mother's Day too.
I'm not really happy because the 6 matches. I mean, where's Becky and Asuka? They're teasing that. Where's Ciampa and Ali? I mean, those matches might be added on Friday, but
the pre-show.
Why add those matches at the last second when we could be talking about them now and all week? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I don't. It's very frustrating because I was really excited about what Raw was doing for 2 weeks, and then they totally dropped the ball the last couple of weeks. Lashley and Omos. CJ?
I could care less, but Omos.
What about you, Doc?
Omos, he kind of owes him for WrestleMania. So
yeah, I'm going to stick the same thing. I think that's the way it should go, and there could be some chicanery at the end. Good to see you, Reaper. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in, brother.
Next.
Now this match I'm looking forward to. And I think there could be some bullshit with this too. Maybe we see a new member finally, but these are 2 of my favorite wrestlers, so I love watching them fight. CJ, what do you think in this one?
Edge, because of a new member.
Edge, new member, Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm kind of feeling the same way. I don't want to pick just to pick the opposite, but I think, with the pressure, I mean, with the much as they're focusing on that group, I see this is where maybe Finn, since Finn and AJ teased a little bit, could be involved as well to try to help him. And then who knows? I mean, but who do you guys think would be the new member? Part of me thinks they're not going to have any new members because we want them and it makes sense. They're just going to keep them as those fucking 2.
I mean, it would make sense for Rhea, but it wouldn't make sense for Rhea to cost AJ the match.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you, I mean, the chat as well. Some people picking Edge, picking AJ, split. I mean, I think
you're going to do the turn. If you're going to put Finn Balor in, this is the part to do it.
Yeah, true. Because
he already has his back turned, thinking that Balor has his back. I mean, it would be pure storytelling that Edge influenced him. Hey, we're going to beat the shit out of you. You're going to friend this guy. And then at Backlash, we let it all go. And showing that he's a true mastermind. Just saying.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, there's a lot of ways it can go. So probably the match I'm looking forward to the most out of this whole card. This one as well.
This will be,
Cody and Seth. Doc, where do you think this one goes? I love the angle altogether with both of these guys. Right?
I'd say Seth Rollins wins and they make it 1-1, and then that way he's like, I beat you. Ha 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 ha. I beat you, you know, and just you have that typical Rhodes Flair kind of thing, how they always feuded and it was back and forth with those two. I think Cody has found his like Dusty was to Rick,
Yeah.
Seth is to Cody. I think these two really love working with each other. It was already, talked about. And I think Seth, due to some shenanigans.
I'm glad you brought that up
Thanks.
because someone was saying earlier that maybe Cody can do what like Dusty back in the day, it was always about Dusty's journey to the top to get to that title. And then when he did finally, something always happened to keep him from that title. And then when he did get it, Rick just got it back. So it's like, it was always the chase with Dusty. And I loved that shit back in the day.
I think you're going to see the chase with Cody too. I think Cody wants to, like he said, he loves his dad. He wants to follow in his footsteps. Why not have somebody to chase? You have the perfect person.
I love it. I doubt it'll happen, but Cody's saying he's going to bring back the Winged Eagle belt if he wins. I hope and pray.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm gonna make my pick real quick.
Good.
Seth.
So CJ, I'm going to go opposite and think Cody gets the win here somehow. Maybe, I don't know, DQ or something stupid. But there was also people were talking out there, and I'm interested you guys in the chat to let me know too. Winged Eagle belt or Big Gold? Which one's your favorite belt of all time?
Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle.
Big Gold for me, easily.
See, the Big Gold has so much prestige behind it, but so does that Winged Eagle. The Winged Eagle does not get the prestige, and it doesn't get the notoriety that it deserves.
I agree, Doc. I really do. But if I were to pick one, I want that Big Gold belt.
I want the yellow one back that the Warrior brought for like one or two shows now. Or the purple one. Anybody remember that? Remember that bad boy?
Yeah,
okay.
The Winged Eagle. I mean, getting much love. I'm telling you, that is, I think, of all the WWE belts, my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
There's Big Gold. Someone likes Big Gold. I mean, it's a tough decision, but those are two of the best belts, I think. All right, here we go. Next match is Ronda and Charlotte, and I don't know. I don't see Charlotte losing the belt.
I do.
But why do you bring Ronda in without her winning the belt? So that's where I'm at. I'm torn. So you're thinking Ronda takes the title here, Doc?
Yeah. You know what? Give me Ronda. I'll do it for Bode.
I think I will pick Ronda as well, just because, thinking about it, I don't think I can't see.
I don't
them
think
taking
Ronda
the title.
signs up being a loser, though. That's the thing. Ronda has. I love Ronda, but she does have an ego. That's all there is to it. There's an ego there, and eventually it's going to catch up with her. But I think that they bow down. They actually say, okay, you know what? Because Charlotte, no disrespect, she doesn't need the belt.
No, she doesn't. You're right. You're right. And I know, CJ, I know you don't care who wins.
Man, is that picture airbrushed, or am I just seeing things?
Yeah, it does look pretty airbrushed.
Jeez Christ.
I think the only airbrush they use more is when Alexa Bliss is around. They use tons of airbrush.
Covering up all the Andrade target spots.
I really think this is a huge disappointment in a super card. I mean, for the six matches, Charlotte for CJ.
Yeah.
I think this is a huge disappointment in a super card after WrestleMania. They're dropping the ball big time. And that's only because I want it to be better. And I'm not a hating on WWE. The two Monday Night Raws after Mania, I was hooked again and I enjoyed them. And now it's like, what the hell? So here's my biggest complaint of the whole show. You had the unification tag match set up, and now it's a 6-man match. And
Now, is it a winner take all, or is it just a 6-man match?
They didn't, unless they announce that this Sunday. It's just a 6-man match.
Okay, because
I basically nothing at stake.
I have two scenarios with this. I mean, I can't call a winner yet because I don't know if it's a winners take all match. Bloodline's winning. If it's just a standalone steel ass match that they're feeding us, then you're gonna see RK Bro and Drew take it. So I mean, I hate I can't really pick a winner unless I know if those belts are on the line, Bloodline's taking it. If those belts are not on the line, then those three are going to do it because it's going to spiral them into SummerSlam.
This could have been a way to get one of the belts off of Roman. Wouldn't even have to be pinned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be kind of a cool way to.
It was one way to get one of those belts off him or something and give Drew a belt going into that super card in the UK, which he's either. There's already rumors he's going to win one of the titles or both at the UK, which would blow the roof off of that building. Him coming in as a champ would be nice too, but I think he may end up winning the title. I don't know. CJ, who'd you pick in this?
Bloodline. Yeah.
But do you really let Drew McIntyre end that streak? I mean,
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I don't agree with it.
They've been waiting for this UK super card. How else to blow the roof off the place than to
You
put the
let
title on
Cody
him at the
win
end?
Money in the Bank, and you let him beat him there, and then after it's all said and done, then you bring The Rock in and have the
From the
fight for the
side.
head of the title.
I agree, but I got a hard
From the
time.
side for the head of the table.
Yeah.
I got a hard time leaving faith in the past couple years of what WWE's done with those type of angles. So I'd love to see that happen. To be honest, I
Drew
did
doesn't
like one
deserve
thing
it.
about Raw. I did like
I agree, Monstar.
is only because his Mania moment was in the Thunderdome. Yep, I think Drew could be getting that moment. Jason, good to see you in that wrestling podcast. Shout out to you in the chat as well. It's very interesting to see how they're going to pile that card also. But
For once, I'll agree with Jake Baglow.
Monday night, and maybe an unpopular opinion, but I am bored to death with Roman Reigns. It's the same shit every week, and I think he is the best thing going.
It's becoming stale.
It's the same thing. Acknowledge me, head of the table.
Yeah, but do you hear that
Rawr, rawr.
crowd? Do you hear that crowd?
Yeah, that's why. So I'm not arguing with it. I'm just saying it's becoming a little stale to me. Now, what they did on Monday with Roman saying acknowledge me, and next thing you know, RK Bro came out and took care of the Usos.
I dug it.
I
was
liked
cool.
it. That was the only part I really popped for, and I thought Orton was going to go after Reigns.
Well, I
for a
never
second.
said The Rock was going to get the titles, though, Jason. I never said that. I said that somebody beats Roman for the belts, and then you bring The Rock in for the fight ahead of the table.
I
No
like
titles, no
Orton
titles.
defeating Roman.
That doesn't need a title.
I would love
Reigns-
to see that,
Rock
too.
and Reigns doesn't need a
Yeah.
title. I mean, it really doesn't. You know,
No.
I don't think it needs a championship.
No, it doesn't, because who really wants The Rock to have the belt? I mean, they
No.
bitched last time he had the belt because he barely was there.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be for the belt.
I mean,
Yeah.
you think he's coming back for the long haul? You know, but come
No.
back for the
God,
big show.
no.
I'd love to see it, but it ain't.
He has to
happening.
film Transformers Part
Speaking
13.
of, shout out to my boy Luke Cox for playing Stone Cold Steve Austin on Young Rock.
There you go.
Did he
I saw
really?
it.
Yeah, I watched the latest episode.
Did you see the
It was
picture of
pretty-
Cabana?
Yeah, he was Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Brawler. He was
Brawler. Yeah,
fucking
he's-
amazing.
Yes, very good.
He did so good.
And I didn't know because I didn't see it on any dirt sheets or any things, but I watched Mayans, and CM Punk was on that the other night too, which was very cool. He did a very
Mayans?
good job.
I
Yeah.
didn't see
Part Sons
that.
of Anarchy spinoff. CM Punk was
Okay.
in it. He did a really good job. I dig it.
Yeah.
Lot of great stuff coming from the chat. You guys are awesome. Appreciate y'all. Damien's in the building. Crushing Kelly's in the house.
Rock is 50 and he looks better than most of the people
Yeah.
half of his age.
Yeah.
Hey, we got 63-year-old Sting jumping off of balconies too. So,
Right?
and we've talked about that before. Old people in wrestling is not a new thing. It's been going on since the days of Bruno and the guys way back in the 80s that were old and still wrestling into the late 80s. So that is nothing new. It's never going away. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you can still go, you can be an
You go.
entertainer. You can
Hell
still be
yeah.
an entertainer.
Absolutely.
And there's J-Dog as well. Yeah, of course. Show off the head a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little head.
Yeah, I do too. I felt the same way, Jason. I was popped because I was like, holy shit, they didn't really advertise Punk on there. And then boom, there he was, and he did a hell of a job. Pumps in the crowd noise. Yeah, I guess.
I agree with that.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, that's all we got. I wish there was more to preview. Next week,
I'm
we're going to talk
glad
about
there's not, because I
we're gonna-
feel like
Bob Backlund, another one that wrestled
Yeah.
until he was 97 years old or whatever. I mean,
I read something that said Bret Hart just re-signed with WWE.
yeah, he I was hoping
Some kind of deal.
I'm hoping that he can still, like, there was those rumors he was going to manage FTR in some indie shows or something,
Yeah.
which would have been
Mhm.
pretty cool. Who knows? Next week,
HGH is a hell of a drug.
Damn.
we will talk a little bit about Capital Collision next week. We'll talk about what happened at this, hopefully not such a horrendous super card that it seems like it could be here with
What the hell's
Backlash.
Capital Collision.
New Japan Strong coming up.
Oh, okay.
They have, let's see, I'll tell you what's coming up on it real quick. Because
Is
some
that
of the,
that graphic you threw up earlier?
no,
That
we
was
got,
the Super Junior Cup.
we got Brody King versus Suzuki.
That'd be good.
Eddie Kingston taking on Ishii.
That'd be good.
We have Okada and Trent Beretta versus Jay White and Hikuleo.
That'll be good.
And
Nice.
the match I can't wait to see would be Juice Robinson versus Tanahashi versus Ospreay versus Moxley.
Oh, that'd be cool too.
So those are the, that's why I want to cover that show. There's some great on there as well. Yeah, there was some news about Tessa coming out too, that she's done with WOW already and stuff. And
are you surprised?
Controversy around Tessa? No, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, there is an Impact pay-per-view coming up too, Under Siege on Saturday. I didn't really look into that as well, but
Under Siege from the side.
From the side.
From the side.
We have our final thoughts, but now
I got nothing.
A new segment for the final thoughts. Shout out to my brother, his new jam right there.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that'll be coming up soon. But at the end of the day, we talked today about the ICW show. IWC.
Sorry.
I say that. I do that all the time. We touched base on the little FTR versus FTR match in the Tart Tribute, the AEW Reality Show. And then name changes and releases, and then Backlash. Final thoughts, CJ.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna chug some more cough syrup here shortly because I have one class left tomorrow for my CRS training, and then we have Revenge Pro Wrestling in Erie, Pennsylvania, Saturday at the Avalon Hotel.
You said something about your old stomping grounds there.
I mean, Erie's always been my home away from home, so yeah. And I didn't partake in the last show because of my shoulder, but I will be throwing the stripes back on. And we hope to break the attendance record once again in Erie, PA. Last show, we had, I believe, around 670 something. So let's top that with 7+ from the side.
Monstar, you know that's completely false. How long have we been oohing and awing over the Iconics? The inspiration. I love them both. Yeah. I always have. Get out of here with that bullshit.
At the end of the day, that's all I got. I feel like shit.
At the end of the day, Doc. Yeah. Anything coming up with RWA?
Yeah, actually, Saturday, May 7th, we have Battered and Bruised. It's the Eclipse Wrestling out in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Hopefully, I'll be making it out to there. Got some personal stuff going on, so we'll see. But I'm definitely it's going to be Building 2, Altoona, PA. Bell time 7 p.m. Tickets are just $15. Rev Ron Hunt is the champ. You know, he's taking on, I think, King Joey P. It's going to be a good one. So I highly recommend you guys definitely come. They're also unveiling the new title belts, which is really going to be fun and interesting. And they're setting up for Thundercade, which is in June. And it's a bunch of promotions getting together. Basically, Thunder in the Valley is happening. And if you don't know what Thunder in the Valley is, it's pretty much 3 beers and a light switch away from an orgy. Nice. It's a bunch of bikers partying. And Thundercade is going to be in Johnstown, PA. And we got a bunch. We actually have some ROH guys. Rhett Titus is going to be showing up. And I think recently they got Ace Austin coming. And there's a bunch of people coming to Thundercade, which I'm really excited on. And I get to I was told I was get to call this one, so I'm excited about that too. So
nice.
Connor's going to be there from used to be in
the Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. He's going to be there. So there's a bunch of people just coming to this. So I'm excited to be a part of that super card. So
sweet. I heard AOP is making a comeback. They haven't been anywhere for a while. I saw a graphic about them making a little comeback at some point somewhere. I dig it. James Money's in the building. At the end of the day, I will be live here shortly with a Star Wars special, Revenge of the 5th. Our first match of the night is a 4-way elimination match. Eazy-E versus Doc versus CJ versus DH Bruiser. That's our first match here tonight.
Why is your bitch ass in it?
I'm calling the match.
And you
should know that.
In honor of Cinco DeMarco, not Cinco de May, Cinco DeMarco, Jimmy DeMarco, you can all fucking suck my muscles.
So I guess. And then, of course, I talked about it earlier. This Sunday, the Legion of Dork returns. We'll be talking about Star Wars toys, the original toys right here. And we'll be talking about 80s game shows, tons of different game shows that you guys will definitely remember. Just to name a few. American Gladiators, Remote Control, Win, Lose, or Draw, The Gong Show, Tic-Tac-Doe, Card Sharks, Price
Hollywood
is Right,
Squares.
Hollywood Squares, The Pyramid, Let's Make a Deal, Joker's Wild, Double Dare, Name That Tune, and so on and so forth. It's going to be fun.
Press Your Luck.
Yes,
Yeah,
whammy,
press
no
your
whammy, no
luck,
whammy,
no whammy,
stop!
stop.
We'll talk all about those Sunday at 6 p.m. and go over a bunch of Star Wars stuff as well. Hope to see you there, and hope to see you here in just a few minutes. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Share it up. From the WrestleSense podcast, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
From the side.
From the side.
From the side.